Watch before they delete this. Nikola Tesla. Did you know that Nikola Tesla was obsessed with the number 3? His obsession was so strong that he often went out of his way to make sure everything he did was divisible by 3 or could be reduced to 3. Sometimes he would walk around a building 3 times before entering it, wash his hands 3 times in a row, and admire pigeons, which he claimed was because they always walked in sets of 3. Nikola Tesla is undoubtedly one of the most fascinating figures in the history of science and technology. Aside from his weird love for 3, his positive contribution to alternating current to wireless communication made him a true visionary who changed the course of human history in many ways. Sadly, Tesla wasn't loved as much as expected. For a fact, many didn't believe in his knowledge as much, and some just saw him as a man who craved attention. Was it out of greed or jealousy? Well, this is something you need to watch before they delete it. Born in 1856 in the small town of Smiljan in modern-day Croatia, Tesla was always interested in science and technology from a young age. He was the fourth of 5 children. His father was a Serbian Orthodox priest. His mother, on the other hand, was a skilled inventor and craftswoman. It was from her that Tesla inherited his love of innovation. As a child, Tesla was prone to bouts of illness, leaving him bedridden for days. But even in his weak state, he found solace in reading books and exploring the natural world around him. He was fascinated by how things worked and spent hours tinkering with machinery and gadgets, trying to figure out how they functioned. At the age of 17, Tesla enrolled at the Austrian Polytechnic in Graz. It was here that he began to develop his ideas about electrical engineering. He was particularly interested in the possibility of creating an alternating current system that could transmit power over long distances. At the time, the dominant form of electrical transmission was direct current, which was limited in range and required expensive infrastructure to function. To understand Tesla's contribution to the world, let's start with his work on AC power. In the late 1800s, the world was rapidly adopting electricity as a source of power. However, there were 2 competing systems of electrical power, DC and AC. While DC was simpler and easier to use, it had a major disadvantage. It couldn't be transmitted over long distances without significant power loss. On the other hand, AC was more complex, but could be transmitted over long distances without significant loss of power. Tesla's work on AC power soon brought him to the attention of the world's leading scientists and inventors. He was offered a job at the Edison Machine Works in New York City, where he quickly made a name for himself as a brilliant engineer. However, tensions soon developed between Tesla and Thomas Edison, the company's founder and leading inventor. Edison was a proponent of DC power, and he saw Tesla's ideas about AC power as a threat to his own business interests. The 2 men clashed frequently, and their disagreements eventually led to Tesla's departure from the company in 1885. Regardless of the break with Edison, Tesla didn't let this setback slow him down and still made a big name in the field of electrical engineering. He continued to work on his ideas about AC power, and in 1887 he filed his first patent for an AC motor. This motor used a rotating magnetic field to generate torque, making it much more efficient than existing DC motors. It was a revolutionary invention, and it laid the groundwork for much of the electrical technology we take for granted today. Tesla's work on AC power was just the beginning of his contributions to the world, the tip of the iceberg if you want to put it that way, because over time he began to make significant contributions to the field of wireless communication. In fact, Tesla was the first person to demonstrate wireless communication, which is the basis for all modern forms of wireless communication, including radio, television, and Wi-Fi. Tesla's AC motor. Interestingly, Tesla's work on AC power was not limited to the development of the system itself. He also invented the AC motor, which is still used today in a wide variety of applications. The AC motor was a major breakthrough in electrical engineering, as it allowed for the efficient conversion of electrical energy into mechanical energy. It also made possible the widespread use of electric power in industries, transportation, and other areas. Tesla coil. One of his most important inventions in the area of electromagnetic waves was the Tesla coil. The Tesla coil could produce high voltage, low current electricity. It is based on the principle of resonance, which is the ability of an object to vibrate at a specific frequency. When an electrical current is sent through the Tesla coil, it produces a magnetic field that causes the coil to vibrate at a specific frequency. This vibration, in turn, produces electromagnetic waves, which can be used to transmit information wirelessly. What a genius. The electromagnetic waves. Think of a man with high intellect and skills, then name him Nikola Tesla. This genius of a man also worked on wireless communication based on his experiments with electromagnetic waves. He discovered that electromagnetic waves could be used to transmit information wirelessly, and he developed a number of devices and techniques for doing so. Tesla also developed many other devices and techniques for wireless communication, including a wireless telegraph and a system for transmitting power wirelessly. While these inventions were not as successful as the Tesla coil, they paved the way for future developments in wireless communication. A touch in the fascinating world of robotics. Another area where Tesla made significant contributions was in the field of robotics. The scientist was fascinated by the idea of creating machines that could perform tasks automatically without the need for human intervention. He developed several robots capable of performing simple tasks, such as opening and closing doors, and he envisioned a future where robots could perform more complex tasks. Meanwhile, while Tesla's work on robotics was not as successful as his work on AC power and wireless communication, it was still an important contribution to the field. His work on robotics paved the way for future developments in robotics and automation, which have revolutionized many industries today. Tesla's legacy as an inventor is truly remarkable. His ideas about AC power, which were once dismissed as impractical and dangerous, are now the basis for much of the world's electrical infrastructure. His inventions have been instrumental in the development of everything from the radio and television to robotics and space exploration. The truth behind the Egyptian pyramid. As one of the most brilliant minds in human history, Nikola Tesla was not only involved in science, but also in unorthodox and sometimes controversial ideas. One such idea was his belief that pyramids, particularly the Great Pyramid of Giza, held a terrifying truth that had been kept hidden from humanity for centuries. Pyramids are ancient structures that were built by several civilizations, including the Egyptians, Mayans, and Aztecs. They were used for a variety of purposes, from serving as tombs for pharaohs and kings to acting as astronomical observatories. The Great Pyramid of Giza, in particular, has always been a subject of fascination for historians and archaeologists. It is the oldest and largest of the three pyramids in Giza, Egypt, and is considered one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. The pyramid was built around 4,500 years ago, and its construction still remains a mystery to this day. Tesla believed that there was more to the Great Pyramid than meets the eye. He was convinced that the pyramid was not just a tomb, but a powerful machine that could harness energy from the Earth's electromagnetic field. According to Tesla, the pyramid was designed in such a way that it could amplify the Earth's natural vibrations and create a huge energy source. Also, he believed that the pyramid was not just a machine, but a weapon of mass destruction. He claimed that if the pyramid was activated, it could release an enormous amount of energy that could cause widespread destruction and chaos. Tesla's beliefs were based on his own experiments and research. He was known for his work with electricity and magnetism, and from his observations, the Earth's electromagnetic field was a powerful force that could be harnessed for the benefit of humanity. He also believed that the Great Pyramid was designed to tap into this energy source and that it had been used in the past as a weapon of war. In fact, Tesla claimed that the Great Pyramid was responsible for the destruction of Atlantis, an ancient civilization that is believed to have existed around 10,000 years ago. According to him, the people of Atlantis were using the pyramid as a weapon, and they activated it without knowing the full extent of its power. The result was a catastrophic event that led to the sinking of Atlantis and the destruction of its civilization. Tesla's beliefs about the Great Pyramid may seem far-fetched to some, but they are not without truth. Evidence has it that the pyramid was designed with a deep understanding of mathematics and physics, and that it may have been used for more than just a tomb. Despite Tesla's many achievements, he was not always recognized for his contributions during his lifetime. He was often overlooked and overshadowed by his contemporaries, and he struggled financially for a greater part of his life with no help coming through. In his later years, Tesla became increasingly reclusive and eccentric. He lived alone in a hotel room in New York City, surrounded by pigeons, and worked on his inventions late into the night. He died in 1943 at the age of 87, forgotten by the world as if he had never existed. Some say that Tesla would have improved the world's electric power had he been given a chance, but that was then. He's been dead for a long time, and we cannot turn back the hands of time.